Kyle, I have a Super 7 wish list. Okay.
Okay.
That I would like to share with you.
Brace yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'll let you know if I've heard these before. How's that?
Okay, cool. Alrighty. So I think I've told you my number one a couple of times already and things. And then people in the chat chime in too, whether you guys want to see this or not too. Okay, so here we go. So number one, this is my number one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Must.
I hope you mean Godzilla and not the other thing on screen.
No, both. Yeah. Both.
Both? Okay.
Both.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the boat. Really want that boat.
Yeah.
This is my very first Godzilla. Okay,
sure.
When I was a little kid, I was 5 years old.
Everybody remembers their first, man. I get it.
Yes, this is my first Godzilla, and I loved this Godzilla. I still love this Godzilla to this day. Yeah. And like, remember watching the cartoon, like his roar, it was like something like that, like he's like constipated or something. You know what I mean?
No notes. Mm-hmm.
And then, sure enough, a month later, I finally get to see my very first live-action Godzilla movie, and it's King Kong versus Godzilla. And then, like, my mind was like, what the hell's going on here? Why does he look like that? Why does he sound like that? Why is he a bad guy? Like, a million different questions was racing through my mind. But this guy here, so, like, this in Ultimates, Toho Ultimates Super 7, this would be phenomenal, and it would be like your smoothest Godzilla ever. You know what I mean? Because it's just a cartoon,
man,
right?
Yeah, so, the David the sculptor would be stoked. You just don't have to do any spikes, don't have to do anything. It was just
yeah.
All right.
And like Godzuki, like I would like I love.
You're losing me. You're losing me.
I'm trying to remember who didn't. I think Mondo's done this, right? Somebody did a statue.
They have, their artist series, and that scales pretty well with SH. I have the Mondo Hanna-Barbera Godzilla. I have it up on my like shelf with all my SH.
Yeah. I didn't pull the
actually is pretty close. So,
yeah,
like I'm good, so I don't need to make it anymore
for some reason.
Yeah. No, it's a little on the large side because he's got the thick thighs that save lives, but otherwise he's pretty good. So
yeah, all right. So
I remember remember watching this the first time because growing up I didn't have cable, I didn't have access to Hanna-Barbera network or anything like that. And I remember I went to one of my cousin's houses and they said, "Oh, the Godzilla cartoon's on. You want to watch it?" Because they knew I like Godzilla. I was like, "There's a Godzilla cartoon? Yes, I want to watch that. Let's watch it." And they put it on. And I was just like, "What the hell is this?"
But you were treated to the greatest theme song of all time.
I'm not gonna lie, I was just perplexed by it the first time I saw it because I think the first time I watched it, I was about maybe 13 years old when I first saw this.
Yeah,
and I was just like, "This isn't guts. This is like a giant thing going." I'm like, "This isn't Godzilla." And so I left the room like, "Don't you like it?" It's like, "What's there to like?" I kept walking away.
Larry David energy as a child.
I was smart because I had watched 1984 and Terror of Mechagodzilla to death at that point, and Invasion of the Astro Monster, so I already know what Godzilla sounds like. So to hear the cartoon and not
hear the roar, I could see how bogus
I was just like, "What?" Like the look. I was just kind of like, this kind of reminds me of Dink the Last Dinosaur or Dink the Last Dinosaur kind of thing.
But then cut to the 2000s Godzilla series after the 98 movie, and it sounds awesome. It sounds correct.
Yeah,
it sounds like Godzilla. So.
Yeah, when I watched the 98 cartoon series, I was like, "Hey, it sounds like Godzilla. I can get behind this."
Yeah.
It didn't look like Godzilla, but it sounded like him.
Well, to me, this was my first Godzilla, and I loved him so much. I still love it. I had the plushie. I had my mother. During the time when I was watching this cartoon, I went to a dollar store with my mom, and there was sitting on the shelf the plushie to this guy right here, and I had to get it. Yeah, and that's all I had for many, many years until I became a teenager, and then I went to Toronto's version of Comic-Con, which is Fan Expo.
Fan Expo, yeah.
And then that's when I saw Bandai movie. It was Bandai Godzilla 89. I was like, oh, look at that Godzilla. Oh my God, I got to get it, right? And that's all I had until I came to Taiwan. And I brought that with me and things. And then when did SH Monster start? 2011? 11, yeah. And then I was with my girlfriend, now my wife. We were walking into a store, and then I was like, oh my God, look at that Godzilla. It looks exactly like the movie. And then she got me that Godzilla for Christmas, my very first SH Monster Arts, and I married her. So
Nice. Yeah.
Alrighty. So let's move on.
Giving.
Yes. So Marvel Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be into this.
This is a true legend.
You guys did the Dark Horse one already.
We did.
I was gonna say, didn't you do this already? Yeah. Okay, Dark Horse.
A version of it, the Dark Horse Godzilla. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the Dark Horse Godzilla is based on like the Heisei Godzilla, you know what I mean, which is kind of cool.
It's based on 98, but it has colors that are much closer to the, or not 98. What am I saying? 89, but it's my dyslexia is showing here. Yeah, it's based on these colors though, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But I would like this. Yeah,
definitely.
All right, next one. 54.
54, of course. Yeah. Classic. I mean, Flynn's talked about it. Like, as soon as once we enter Showa era, we're probably going to start with this guy, just because he's what started it all. You kind of have to.
Sure.
So, yeah.
And please include those tanks.
That
or
not up to me.
Have them as an accessory pack, because I would buy those.
Super pack, that'll get you.
Yeah, yeah, I will get that.
Yeah. All right.
Or
people get mad at the super packs, but they work. So.
I will buy those accessories. Yes.
Yeah,
I need those.
Especially too, like if you do like when you get around to doing variants and stuff like that. Like if you could do like a mini Serizawa holding the oxygen destroyer or something.
That might be hard. They get real weird about likeness and stuff. I know it's just a dude in a diving suit, but still, like.
Okay.
I mean, Toho Maniacs has got you covered for now, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
True.
They actually have his face in there too and everything. It's crazy.
Whoa. Yeah. I have the Defo Reel X Plus one. Just because I've never seen anything Serizawa ever.
Yeah.
So.
What about like this comment right here that JC is saying? But like the thing is, like that was only a concept, but that never came to Stan Winston Godzilla.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it, and I think all of us here are familiar with it. But is the average consumer who's like, oh, I kind of like Godzilla, or oh, my nephew likes Godzilla. Are they gonna know what the Stan Winston Godzilla is? You have to factor that kind of stuff into it too.
Yeah, that's a deep cut there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's probably more likely for reaction than ultimate, if anything, right?
Yeah, like that's
this
cool.
Is by, Rickson Customs.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
See, you're good, Harold. You're good. You don't need one. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one less I can sell now. So what are you gonna do?
It's a really cool figure though. I mean, it doesn't move or anything like that, but this is like it comes with the tube, and the tube is like a flexible material.
Yeah.
The oxygen, you can take it off of his hands and whatnot. It's just plastic, but this is you can do some. I did a photo of this. I don't know if I shared it with you guys, but I superimposed it with the 1954 Godzilla Monster Arts figure, and it's pretty cool. Inside, you can't see it that well because of the reflection, but they actually do have his face and the eye patch inside there and everything.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, but it's a pretty neat figure.
Very nice. Oh, you have look at that in the back.
Oh yeah. Here, let me just change my focus there. There you go. Yeah, that was from my last photo shoot.
Nice.
So that's with the let's see if we can. Yeah, that's as far as I can get zoomed in with this camera. But that's just the 1989. I can't pick it up because it's on a wire. So.
Sure.
But I modified it so that it has electronics in it now, so the fins light up.
Nice. That's cool.
That's very cool. Yeah. Awesome.
Blue.
Alrighty. So next one on the wish list.
Yes, of course.
I know this is going to be.
You don't like the reaction one?
I can't get that here. I gotta really look for it here in Taiwan. Yeah.
Gotcha.
but I've always wanted you know, an articulate. I missed my chance to get that Revoltech one that came out a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, me too.
I have the Baragon one, but I missed out on this one, and like I really want an Anguirus one. You know, like he's like the most underappreciated Toho monster, and he's their second creation. You know, so
I know.
Yeah, you say that while Ebera exists.
Yeah,
I'll remember that.
Yeah, man.
Who's the octopus? What's his name? Because he's even lower than Ebera. At least we say Ebera's name.
I think it's Udaku.
Udaku. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he actually has a name.
Which I think it just translates to giant octopus.
Yeah.
They got really creative with that one.
Yeah.
Now, Kyle, I think you've mentioned before that like a character like Anguirus with all the spikes, like that's a manufacturing nightmare, isn't it?
It is, and it was the reaction one. It took a lot to like figure out exactly, and like we were talking about with the -1. It's like, okay, you have to then by hand check every angle of every spike and make sure that it actually reproduce, like can draft correctly, and it's forever. It takes forever. It's worth it because Anguirus rules. Anguirus is the best. I wish we could make more Anguirus. But it is an endeavor, but it's you know, no more of an endeavor than any other sculpting issue like project that we have. So
it's probably even why other companies like Monster Arts hasn't done it too. Is just because it's probably a sculpting mold nightmare with its carapace and stuff.
And the second you don't do it correctly and you like don't have it draftable and all that stuff, like then the factory separates those spikes and glues them in. And then your cost just goes up and up and up and up and up. And so you have to be very careful and very like methodical and strategic on how you execute that stuff. Like I said, even the reaction one, like not without its issues. So, and that's like a fraction of the complexity.
I wonder if it also has to do with the size of the figure too, because reactions are fairly small, you know?
That definitely helps.
Like X Plus is like, you know, you get your big 30 cm versions of Anguirus and stuff, and they seem to do them a-okay. But
that's vinyl. That's different. It's a softer material that you can pull out, and it'll just go right back to the spikes. So I mean, there might be a world where it's like you can do like his vinyl backpack spikes, and that might solve that. But then, you know, is that going to feel weird? Is that going to be cheap? Because it's like, oh, is that going to feel cheap because it's like roto or whatever? But there's some engineering thought that would have to go into it. I think you are right in that that might be a reason why people avoid him a little bit.
Yeah, so. I was looking back at the Revoltech Anguirus that's out there. The spikes are very soft vinyl-like material compared to the rest of the figure. So maybe that's how they were able to pull that one off.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Very interesting. Yeah.
So the answer is I would like to, but it's there are other people who
spikes are hard. Spikes are hard.
Spikes are hard. That's all I'll say. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially that many. My God. Alrighty. So I know this is coming for Bandai, but a lot of people would love to see a Super Godzilla.
A lot of people, or one guy who's watching right now.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'll speak.
Did I just put it together? Is Mike's Monsters? Is that what that's for? Holy shit! He's here. Yeah. Yes, of course. I would love to do Space Godzilla, but I mean Super Godzilla, but Space Godzilla recolor-ish sort of. But apparently that's not the correct way to do it. But you know, whatever.
That's kind of what they kind of did here with this.
So. Yeah, exactly. I love Space Godzilla. So, like I said, more partial tools, recolors, that kind of stuff. I'd be very into.
Very cool. Alrighty.
The only thing about that movie Monsters figure is that they kept the crystals from the Space Godzilla. Yeah. They changed everything else except for the crystals. They should have just put on some dorsals for that from the Heisei figure on there. Other than that, it's almost perfect.
Almost perfect. Yeah. I don't know. I am of the mind where I would rather have it slightly incorrect and in my hands than completely perfect and non-existent.
Hey, I already ordered it, so this is coming my way. I'm not a vinyl guy or anything like that. I'm getting this.
Cool.
Alrighty. And then
Are you again? Are you sure it's not? You're not him.
You know, Harold put
Did he
these on
pay
there
you?
because that Harold put these on there because I said that I wanted these figures.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that's fine.
yeah, I'm doing this
They'd
for
be-
my.
They'd
We
be
did
cool,
not. We did
but
not
I
talk
think
to. We did not talk to the other
Yeah,
guy about it.
yeah.
This is all because he went down the line and he asked all of us which our wish
Yeah.
lists were. I was like, bro, easy.
Baggin, yeah. I think Baggin kind of falls into the same line, like, as rad as he is and is like, underserved as he is. I think he kind of falls into the same line as that Stan Winston Godzilla a little bit. Like, obviously all of us want him, but like even like a guy who considers himself like a Godzilla fan, like, does everybody know who this is?
Right.
Maybe not. Like, all right, here's a real question. Kyle, who would you rather have? Ebra or Baggin?
Oh,
Ebra.
Ebra.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So that's your answer, and that's why it might
You
take
asked
a
the
minute
wrong
to
guy.
get to. Mike,
That was like-
it might take a minute.
Fucking Sophie's choice, man. Like you can't do that to me.
I just what I'm saying is that like I think it might take a minute to get to a Baggin. As cool as he is, that's all.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would
Reaction.
take him. I would
And when
take
the
him
reaction
over.
comes out by reaction.
I would take him over a Gabra.
A Gabra. I mean,
I would take him over Gabra.
Gabra's the hero that we all need, though.
Yeah.
Gabra might be my second favorite kaiju of all time.
Hell
my.
yeah.
For one
Just-
reason.
Just for his child care.
Oh my god.
So yeah, technique.
Bad. Hilarious. Alrighty, and this guy.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Please.
I'd be very into it.
And call it
We
Godzilla.
probably would have to call him Zilla, just
Aw.
because otherwise you then have to license out again and go to Sony and blah all this.
Yeah.
That's
Call
just
it
inviting
Final
angry,
Wars Zilla. It's a whole lot more work.
You're just
That's
inviting
what,
angry comments at that point, but it's like totally makes sense. But people would just be so mad over the naming convention.
Let him be angry.
Didn't-
Let him piss.
Didn't
Yeah.
Spiral
Yeah.
also name it Zilla for their product too, even though
Yeah.
it's based off the 98 movie? Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
just a licensing thing. You
It
know
is.
who it
All
is.
like-
Well,
Licensing.
it's like the same reason that you can have an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man with the face shown if you call it Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man and not No Way Home.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
So the
Alright.
SH Monster Arts, or SH Figure Arts Spider-Man from No Way Home, they had a head sculpt for Andrew Garfield, and then at the last, very possible minute, it got pulled because of that exact license.
and then they rebranded it as an Amazing Spider-Man 2 one and included the head because
Yeah.
that like he signed away his likeness for that movie but not for No Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing with Alfred Molina, Dr. Octopus. Like he
Wow.
signed away his licensing for Spider-Man 2, like the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2 way back when, but not for No Way Home.
Yeah.
So like I said, like licensing is this very crazy, complex, like almost like witchcrafty type like business that is very like difficult to understand, even if as somebody who's like been, working alongside it for almost 10 years at this point. So
Sure. Wow.
So we'll call it Andrew Garfield Zilla.
there you go.
It'll all work out.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks just like him.
Yep.
It does actually. When you...
I have
Got
I
a
have
big
the
ass
Tread-
head.
what is it? The Treadmasters one? I have.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I still want. I want a figure. I want this guy.
Do you have the big one with like the trigger that comes out of its back?
No, it's the one that where you press the button on the side on his side and he roars. That one.
Okay. I had the one where you like pull down his spike and
Yeah,
his like
I still
jaw
have that
moves
one.
and he shoots that.
Oh yeah, like that same one. Like you pushed like a button on his neck and his mouth opens and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was both.
Yeah,
That's cool.
cool. Alrighty, do I have any more? And oh yeah, Legendary.
Yeah.
Whenever you guys get around to Legendary, I would love to have an 8-inch tall Legendary Godzilla. You know what I mean? Like probably my all-time favorite Godzilla because
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not okay. Here's why. It's because this design of Godzilla. Okay, it's 2019, 2021,
Yeah.
2024. I really like that their approach to this Godzilla was like, what if nature created Godzilla? Because he draws inspiration from real world animals, like the crocodile and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that's what I really appreciate about this Godzilla is that what if nature designed Godzilla?
Sure.
And like they drew inspiration from real world animals. That's why I love this Godzilla so much. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
it's
Harold,
a great
gun to your
design.
head: legendary Godzilla or Hanna-Barbera Godzilla?
There you go.
Barbera, because I got enough legendary
See?
Godzilla.
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
This is your
Kyle's
bagging.
Kyle's just bitter that I put him on the spot.
Yeah, no, I have to have Hanna-Barbera before this guy for sure.
Yeah.
So because I don't have a Hanna-Barbera, you know what I mean, and
Right.
I've always wanted one. The very first articulated Hanna-Barbera figure.
Yeah.
So
Now this one's cool. I love this design too. I don't love that first movie, but it was exciting nonetheless to like see Godzilla on the big screen again because I felt like that kid.
yeah.
Like back in the '98 theater.
Mhm.
But yeah, this one's really cool. I think it is a separate license though. Like it's just a whole. It's like you have to license it from Toho and from Warner Brothers Legendary, so it's just like a whole other thing.
Yeah.
So a little bit less likely from us, but I am
More
a
money.
fan.
So like their
yeah.
Legendary co-owns this one, right? It's not straight Toho. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Yes, but whenever you guys get around to it, I will be very, very, very happy to have this guy. Yeah.
Got it.
But of course, this guy must come first. This guy. Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.